Alrighty, and we should be live. So, in today's live stream, I am going to be continuing on with the CV Builder project. And last time, we got it work so that we have the general info, educational experience, and practical experience sections complete. That update a field data, or sorry, a resume info state, right? So that's good. And then so if we type in like program name, blah, 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 it updates the appropriate field and all these things. Within this state that's stored within the resume. How's it going, Neville? So yeah, today our goal is to just kind of expand on this functionality and also add the ability to add multiple educational experiences and practical experiences to the resume, which is going to necessitate a bit of a refactor, at least of how the field data is stored. And I'm thinking of doing that through an IIFE object called field data that I export that I can use to change this resume info state, or something like that, right? So those methods, I think, for updating the resume info or changing, like adding and deleting these kind of sections, is going to be handled within the resume, component, right? So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So just to go over what I was talking about before, where we have multiple educational experiences or practical experiences, because if this is a resume, we want to, you know, it's very likely that you want to put multiple schools. Like if you went to high school and university, you probably want to put both of those, right? Yo, Maxie, how's it going? Same thing with practical experience. If you've had multiple jobs, you probably want to list those multiple jobs, right? And each person might have a varying amount of jobs. Hold on, let me put this over here. That's not what I wanted to put. Okay, sorry. My windows were all over the place. I wanted to bring this over here to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So this is going to be our general structure, right? Because we're going to have the general info. I'm going to worry about these social links later. Educational experience and practical experience. But again, I want to be able to add multiple of these cards, right? So, yeah, that's kind of our goal, I guess. And let me bring back the code. Whoops. Okay. So let's get that working. So the first thing, yeah. So I'm gonna consolidate this general info fields, education info fields, and practical info fields into one object. However, I'm gonna have, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how I'm gonna fully implement this, but I'll give it a go. So I'm gonna get rid of the export statements. These guys. Yeah, no, this is going to be a bit of a refactor. I think this can pushed out. Okay, good. Then we'll do turn general info fields, right? And then from here, okay, and then we're gonna want to, obviously it's gonna break this resume form, so we're gonna want to import what's it called? Field data from data.field data, and then we'll do field data dot this, and then field data data dot. So that should re-render everything, right? Yes. Good. Okay, so that was a quick refactor. Yeah, everything works as it should, I think. Nice. Okay. So now that we have everything in this object, I can refactor this education info fields. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I don't actually need to do that. Because if we're rendering everything in the resume and then we put the resume form. Okay, so this might actually be the resume forms job. Because this is the resume form here. This is the resume form. This is just the resume data that I'm printing out sort of as a debug. This is just for debug up here, so I can see the data, right? So this education info and this practical info stuff here is going to need, it's going to need to be multiple of these types. So we might have to refactor this. So where are we getting this? Field data. Yeah. So we're gonna need to give this like some sort of key, or like something. Whether it's a key or some other unique identifier, right? I guess I could just call it a key, then we'll do a number. Then we'll also give this one a key, right? So we also need to keep track in the resume of how many so now we have this key, but then we can add multiple of these, right? Yeah. So if you make this a list, then I think I can do, I actually might just start with one. Let's just start with that. Let's just start with the educational info. Making this a list. So that's a list now, right? Good. That's what we want. And then does this still update properly? Oh, and then it adds a key. I see. Adds the key here. Okay. There's a way of doing this better. Let me get the snow. Rendering techniques. There's a way of handling lists better here. My 63rd day, how long did it take you to learn JavaScript? I'm still learning it, Neville. How will you manage state? That's what I'm currently trying to figure out, Max. It's kind of hard to explain and think about at the same time. But basically, the idea is that I'm managing state in this large resume info object, right? And then I've got an interface for this state here that's built from these types that I define in my field data folder or file over here. So that's kind of how I'm going about this. If you want to see a lot about how I made these decisions, you can go back to yesterday's stream, where I did a lot of that brunt work. But now I'm trying to make it so that I can have multiple educational experiences, right? Or like multiple educational info sections. So like I want to ideally have a button somewhere here that says like add educational experience, and then it adds another copy of this form section, right? If that makes any sense. And then I'm going to do the same thing for practical experience, right? Because you might have multiple. So that's what I'm currently trying to figure out. And I will state, this is my first ever like full React project, so that I'm like new to this stuff. I'm not going to lie. So this might be a little bit longer winded than if I was just like someone who knew what they were doing, I guess. This is like, you know, I'm still kind of a beginner. Okay, let's see. So we have these fields that are defined here, right? Now, that's all well and good. So that's for the fields are concerned. But then this is the information, right? So I want to have a function, ideally within this resume, component that can add and delete from this array, right? So that's what I have to figure out, I think. So whether or not I do this, I'm not sure. I need to, I don't know if I keep the key in here or what. So I can do something like const add educational. And that just is like a default. Doesn't take any arguments in. And then we'll do a set resume info of the previous resume info. Prev resume info. Now the only problem with this is it's not going to render the fields properly yet, but I'm going to get there, because the fields, the actually rendering the fields versus rendering this data here or what's contained in this state is a little bit decoupled, because that's handled within the resume form, right? So I don't know whether I hold, because I would ideally hold that state here. Field data.practical info fields.map. And then what I would do is I would map over this data for like the number of education info sections. So let's try this. Return previous resume info, and then we'll do, I also need to get a new education experience object, right? So I can say const new education experience equals as a education or resume education info. object is this, right? Just some default thing. Don't worry about the key right now. I'm not thinking about the key just yet. So I'll return previous resume info, and then, although this might be a partial resume info. No. Then maybe new info is partial. I don't think I put that in here, no. Just gonna collapse these. And then, I don't know if this actually works. I'm already using context. This is just within one, one component. I'm using context for passing data to the resume fields here. I've already got that implemented. I'm not worrying about that specifically right now, that problem. This is more for, I'm just trying to structure the resume to handle state internally, because then this this state is attached to this resume data context, right? So I've already got that set up. I just don't know if so I need to add a button somewhere to add this, right? So update resume info, and then I need to probably pass this into the context, right? Ideally. Right, something like this. So if I pass that into the context, then it's going to be available inside of this form. So within the form, I'm going to probably want to use the context as well as the field, because the field is just a field builder. Exactly, Tyler, exactly. One does not simply learn. No, exactly. I think this should work. This should have worked though with this context. So again, I don't know if this is actually going to work or not, but we'll find out. Const add education experience. Oh, but it's never used. Okay. So maybe actually I don't need to declare it there. Const add is equal to use context from this guy, right? Resume data context. Yes. Now, I think what I can do is at the bottom of this section, I can add a button to add education experiences, right? So I can do button, and then like an on click or something. Add education experience. Okay, this is just testing. Now it won't render, I should note, it won't render another field set. So the fields aren't going to change because I haven't modified that yet, but I just want this data to change. And I might be totally off base here. Okay, so there's already another, this is already wrong. I don't know why that's like that. Okay, so it's appending this to the end of the, okay, so this is not right. Because we need to append this to the end of the previous resume info dot education info, right? So maybe we need to actually change this. So we'll actually have to do it like this. I don't know if this is possible, but I'm gonna try this out. So I'm gonna do previous resume info dot education info dot append, or is there a way to, like, because it's a list. So this is a list, so this should be able to, oh, dot push, I guess. New education experience. So I should be able to push that onto our resume info and then return that. Maybe that's the way I have to go about it. Right? So let's try that out. Okay, that worked, but it added it twice. And I don't know why. But that's close. Why would it add it twice? That's very weird. This is only creating this once, so it's only pushing one on there. This key thing I'm not really worried about at the minute. Where did I learn TypeScript? Like when you started? I used the docs. So I learned JavaScript through the Odin Project, Aussie, and then I used the TypeScript handbook to learn TypeScript. Among other things too, like Stack Exchange and stuff like that. But if you just Google TypeScript handbook, it's just like the documentation on TypeScript. Okay, so we're close. I just don't know why it's adding it twice. What if I do like a console log within this function just to see how many times it's being called? Added. Let's see. Yeah, so it's being called twice for some reason. So it is, this function actually does work. It's just when we press the button, it's being called twice. And I wonder if it's because when I lift the mouse button, that counts as an on-click as well. You're directly mutating the existing state object. No, but so basically that could have been it, Tyler. But the thing is when I have a console log here, and if that was the case, then this console log should only run once, right? But when I click it, the actual function's running twice, or this set resume info is running twice. And if I put this console log outside of here, like if I put it up here, then it might still be being called twice, right? Oh no, it's only being called once. Never mind. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So this set resume info is being called twice. But the function's only being called once. So that's maybe my bad. So this arrow function is being called. And I wonder if it's because I'm mutating. And then pushing. But I wonder if I can put this somehow within this return. You know what I mean? Because, like, Like if there's a way to do that. Like if I could do something like this. So like ignore this for a second. Okay. If there's a way I could do something like this. Where I could do, and then prev resume info dot education experience or something. I don't fucking know. Or no, and then it'd be just education info, and then there'd be like a dot something, and then whatever this new education experience is, right? I don't know. Shouldn't it be immutable? Yeah, I don't know. I'm still learning that. I think it's something like this though. But I just don't know how to fill in the previous values of this. Yeah, I think I'm on the right track. Okay, sick. So I wonder if I could do something like this. Where I can do previous resume info dot education info. And then, oh, Jesus. But this would have to be like as a list or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to do this. Or would I just do dot? Because I don't think I can. I don't know. Because it would have to be as a list. So it would be like a list and then dot previous resume info dot education info, and then comma new education experience. Might be this. This might be right, actually. I think this is right. It's something like this, right? I'm just making this nicer. There we go. Something like this. Got it. Nice. Yo, Jay, how's it going? I decided to stream a little early today. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got it, Tyler. I think that this is the right syntax. So now, Jay, if you missed it, we basically made it so that if I press this add education experience button, it adds another item to this list. Right? So now you can see that there's two. However, it doesn't affect the fields because the fields, if you recall, are separate from the state of the resume. Right? But I just implemented that pretty much on my own. And obviously I'm going to need to have a delete feature. There's going to need to be a self-deletion through in the form somewhere. But we have the addition logic completed. So anyway. Yeah. I think actually when I did this call, Tyler, I think maybe it was triggering a re-render. Some good stuff, yeah. See, I'm learning about these spread operators now, and I remembered the non-implicit return. So I'm like already like, I got a good sleep last night. Like I'm getting there. I've got this. It's coming together. So look up TanStack. I've heard of TanStack actually. TanStack form. Headless UI for building permanent or performant and type safe forms. Nice. Input use form for TanStack on submit. I did remember non-implicit. Yo, new here. What's up, Focus? Doing it manually. I think I'll do it manually for this project, Jay, but I think eventually, like down the line, like I'll add this to my bookmarks. Because I always pin stuff that I might use in the future. If you're new here, I am learning web development from scratch. And then I'll do, I think, can I do multiple commands in one? Maybe. You can check out my FAQ and my who am I there. I don't know if that actually is going to work or not. I might need to do them separately. Oh no, it should be fine. It's great, especially for form arrays. Yeah. Exactly, like where you have multiple sections. The FAQ might have not worked. I don't know, Nightbot is slow. Nested forms and form context? Yeah, I got you, That's dope. These guys are the goats here. You're learning a lot of JS from being here. That's awesome. You know, that's I'm glad that I can help more than just myself through these live streams. But the idea, though, I think going forward is, oh, you know what I just realized actually? Oh wait, no, actually, never mind. It's fine. Sorry, it does add it to this list. I thought this was, never mind. I thought this wasn't being added to the list, but it is. But the other thing we need to do is in the delete function, which is going to be like delete education experience, is going to have to take in a key, right? So we actually have to make this key like functional as well, right? And then the other thing we have to do is we actually have to render the amount of forms that are, you know, like, so when we modify this, right, it's gonna, oh, see, yeah, because it's so the problem is now is it's going to not target the right thing when we modify the form. So we have to make the fields match up with the and I guess the key is added here implicitly, right? So I don't even know if we need this key. I mean, we might, right? Because then it's kind of messy. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fair enough, Tyler. Yeah, okay, so maybe we add the key like fucking like maybe we don't have a key in here. Like maybe we add the key when we do this part, right? Like we add the key like here, like key and then this, right? Something like this. So I think that's actually probably a better way. So what we'll do is we'll remove this key attribute and then we'll get rid of it in the schema. Not the schema, but you know what I'm talking about. The thingy here. And this is going to break this too. Why? Because of this. And then we just add the keys as... I don't know. Do we keep track of how many... Or maybe I just like render... Maybe like I generate... How should I handle the keys? I don't know how to handle the keys. I'm not going to lie. The beautiful part is that you can link to a new page for a render view using the context data. For TanStack? Okay. So I need to handle these keys. So I don't know how I'm going to handle the keys. I got to think about the keys. Because if I just do the indices, then that's going to break shit, I think. Unless it doesn't, though. Like, do you think using indices for the keys is bad? Oh, for this project. Yeah, you're right. That's true. Exactly. Like this data here, this resume info data, I can use to render that page. You're totally right. The fields are separate, though. The fields are decoupled. The key may not be needed. Okay. Because by default, the well, I'm only thinking for adding and deleting education infos. Or sorry, not adding, but deleting. Maybe the key isn't needed. However, now I need to figure out how I'm going to implement deleting these guys, right? Because we should render, and I'm just doing the educational experience for now because I'm going to add, I'll do the same with practical after I get educational working. This key is used for what now exactly? Because we use the field name. the key would be for this whole object, or this object here. It would be used for like one educational experience section. So this would be like key 0, and then if I add one, this would be like key 1, right? Something like this, key 2, or whatever. And it would be used, and then the form would target the right thing. Because right now, if I type in to like the school name, it's going to add, you know, first of all, it adds the keys. Okay, but then it puts the school name. It's not targeting. It doesn't know which one of these sub-objects to target. Yeah, index. Yeah, it's targeting by index. I don't know, index should be fine. But I have to change the logic for this form stuff. So in here, I need to, the field object, where am I getting field object from anyway? Oh, general info fields, educational info fields. The other thing I should mention is I'm getting the field data. So I put the field data within a this like object here. So I'm wondering, do I modify this object as well for the fields? Or do I iterate over I don't know how to handle this. The field should be changed to an array of objects, not an object of named objects. Yes, that's what I was thinking. So that should be within here, right? So I should make this an array of things. So I should make it an array of these, right? Within this field data object. However, the only tricky part with this is I'm going to need to, this field data state is separate from this resume info state, right? So that's the tricky part, is kind of coordinating those two things. So I'm wondering if we use the resume info context to generate the right field data. I don't know. It's kind of complicated. It's a little bit complicated. I don't know if you're like seeing the dilemma here, because I don't know, like, because this is kind of just acting statically right now, right? Like this field data object is just kind of a static template. So I need to somehow, you know, use this or something, or use the context from resume. But I don't think I can use context in a non-TSX file, can I? Can you look at that type for the context? For what, here? Well, I've got this resume info interface. Because the context or the state is this, right? This resume info. So this here is what you're seeing up here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the tricky part. Because as I say, the fields and the resume info are decoupled. Like, I want this data, this data to reflect the fields, right? That's, I think, that syncing that behavior is what the main task of today is, I think. So, yeah. And I could do that in here. Like, I could pull, my thought was I could somehow pull the resume info context into resume form, which I have here. Okay. And then I can use the education info list to generate from here. Generate fields. I want to see what happens when you add an item again. Like, which item? Like when I add a resume field. So I go over this field data object, okay? And the education info fields that are listed here. And then using a map for that, I generate a resume. This is our field factory, or our form factory. Add an education experience. Oh, I got you. That code is right here. So that's mutating the state of the resume info. We're just appending to this list, right? That was what I figured out in the last segment, right before you got here. But that doesn't mutate the fields, right? But what I have an idea for how I can do this, because I can just pull the state into resume form and then iterate over the education info sections within this array, right? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so I will, like I could pull it in here, right? I could add the resume info to the import. And then here, I could iterate over each, like, I don't know if I could do it. Click the button for the UI for me, like this. Sure. Oh wait, then I need to, yeah, it's actually fine. It just adds to here, right? It adds to the context. Nice work, keep going on. Also, you deserve way more than 4 views. I appreciate that so much, actually. Well, if you think I deserve more, then feel free to like and share the stream. I'd really appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll get there someday. The theme. Yeah, the dilemma is that the fields are unhooked from. I know how. I have an idea about how to fix this. By the way, Jay, I'm just trying to catch you up to speed. But no, theme. I really do appreciate that but your kind words. You know, the views have been kind of down lately. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. Great, you're here for the ride. Okay, I have an idea that we'll explore. Okay, so this is my thinking. So we pull the resume info context into the resume form. So the resume form is this stuff, right? This is the resume form. This is the resume info that's stored within resume.tsx. Okay, the resume component, right? So what I'm thinking of doing is in resume form, using the resume info to when I'm generating this educational experience section, I iterate over the this data, right? Yeah. Now I don't know. The goal for this channel, guys, I know this is off topic, but the goal for this channel, at least initially, was nested map, exactly. The goal for this channel was 1,000 subs, and we're getting there. Okay, so can I like do the JS like this? So I can do a nested map. So in here I would do resume info dot fucking education. Wait, hold on. Dot education info, right? It'd be something like this. It'd be something like this, right? And then putting, but I don't know if I can like do the, and then I put the field data in here. Whoa, I was selected on the wrong thing here. Something like this, right? The only thing is I would want to set the value, the values probably according to what these are. However, I could probably just omit that. Oh no, that's not gonna. Okay, now we're not rendering anything. Can I not iterate over this object? So I thought this returns... Maybe there's something wrong within how this is done. Because, okay, so let's just... Yeah, because the autocomplete, like I would think I could select this list within the resume info, right? But it seems that I can't. I'm not 100% sure why. The type is any, but it shouldn't be any. It should be resume info. It would be the syntax for your nested map. Okay, sure. So let me... Oh, do I need to like... Oh, because I would need to put it in a fragment. Okay, I see. I got you. Okay. Hold on. Let me just move this up here just so I have it for a second. Because this has got our field data.education fields map. So it would be, like, that would include the JavaScript. Because I want to put the nested map here, so it would be like this. And then another bracket. Like this. Is that right? And then, can I put JavaScript in here? Or TypeScript, I mean? Or no, sorry, not, I can't read. This is curly braces. Sorry. Whoops. So like this. Maybe actually, like, I don't know what the best, like, cleanest look for this is, but maybe it is just, I don't know. But that is the implicit return for the first map to start the second one. Oh. Okay, so then, wait, so do I put the first map inside of here or outside of here? Like, would I do resume info dot, no. Or would I do that, like, outside of this? You know what I mean? Because it's still not auto-completing this guy. Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. Okay, got you. Okay, let's do that. I understand now. Okay. But I don't know why this auto is not... Oops. So like this then. Yo, how's it going? How's it going, Groovier? What about extracting inner map into its own component? I could do that. That would just add another level of complexity, though. I could do that. Here, Groovier, here, I'll get you up to speed, my friend. I'm working on a resume builder. This is my first React project. And I'm just working with the state and context right now. So then I would do this. Yeah, it is. It really is, Jay. Smashing JSTS and LeetCode in no time at this rate. Fair enough, Tyler. I haven't done... I'm kind of lacking on LeetCode. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, shit, that worked. Wait. Hold on. Does this actually... It doesn't target the right thing, though, does it? Ooh. Yeah, right. Okay. So, it kind of worked. Oh, it's not a prop. It's a context. Sorry. It's a context, reviewer. It's a context from our resume component. So, what we're trying to do is I'm making a dynamic resume where you can have multiple educational experiences, right? In case you went to multiple schools. So I've got the data, which is the resume info, okay? And that's fine, but it's disconnected from these fields. So I'm trying to make the fields and the data kind of work together. That's basically what we're trying to do right now. So this actually kind of works, but then it breaks when you try to edit any of the fields, obviously. Because if I go into the resume field, it doesn't know like what key to target. Right? That's the trouble. Is when I try to edit this inside the resume field, this update resume info, it doesn't know what key to target within that by .map logic. If it's wrong, it might be. But we're kind of working through it. I don't think it's just the .map though. I think there's more to it. I think it's more involved. I think there's I think it's something is also to do with the how the fields, like when the fields are updated, like how that's changing the state. It's not targeting the right fields to update. So when I'm in here, this field section comes from where? Oh, I guess I passed that on, right? In the field object? Right, that's here. Maybe try looking resume info in the console to know what it actually holds. Well, that's what this is showing, reviewer. This up here is printing what it's actually showing. And I can show you that code right here. It's printing it right here. Exactly, Jay. Which is why we need that key thing, right? So I'm wondering... like, within here, we'd probably need a key. Or something like that, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Sort of, yeah. Well, I'm trying to connect the fields here to the data, which this is the data. This is just a printout of that resume info state. But I'm wondering whether within the fields we store like a key or something, right? It's like 0, 1, 2, and then that way the fields would know which key to update. The other thing too is I wonder if we, for this update resume info, whether we look at the field section and then do a switch based on the field section. Should map over object.entries resume info and then render each top level object separately. You mean for the fields? That's not a bad idea. Because right now, I mean, I'm doing it in sections, right? So I've got this general info section, and then I'm rendering the fields here. And then just the on change. Right now all the fields are technically uncontrolled. Oh. Controlled. This is like passing state to the parent, though. That's not necessarily what we want. I guess this is not the right thing. Controlled components in React.js. Form elements managed by React state, allowing React to control and update their values for better input handling. Oh. Value name. On change, set name. Oh, okay, so we need to put the value in there. Like within this builder. Input field. On change. And then this value would need to be inside of this input field, right? Which we get from the props anyway. I'll add that, Groovier. That might come in handy in a minute, but I think there's something related to the value. Like I think Jay's on the Jay's onto something here, but I'll save that. That's really good good to have. Because I think that's for our nested map. That's what we want. I think something like that for sure. So I'm just gonna save that over here on my notes. Okay. You think that'll link it to context state? Okay. I'll take a break and we can kind of talk about it. So we can put in e.targetID as the wait. This would be something like this, right? Then we'd have to link it to its attribute. But I'm not 100% sure how to do that because it's a part of the resume info. Resume info field section. So it'd be like something like this. It'd be something like resume dot field section dot, or whoops. dot b dot target dot id, something like this. Something like this. This isn't exactly right, but it's something along this line, right? But this won't work because various reasons. I don't know exactly how to do that. What do you want to build? I've already joined the live. So I'm building a dynamic CV resume builder using React, and it's my first React project. And if you want to learn a little bit about me, you can read my FAQ here. You don't know if that's what I want? Fair enough. I don't know. Usually I get help from chat a little bit just to help me learn, but no, you're right. I don't know. But that's kind of like what we were talking about with control components, right? Because you can see here, there's a name, state, right? And then within this input, you put the name value as the name, and then onChange sets the name to the target value. So I could have some sort of functionality like that. That maybe is not what I want, but I think that's how I would implement it if I'm doing some sort of controlled component situation here. Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, that's fair. I can give that a go. Yeah, we're kind of tackling we're trying to tackle two different problems at once here, Gouvrier. Or Gervrier. Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna wait for the break to finish, and then I'll get started here. How long are the work sessions? 25 minutes of working and then 5-minute break. That's usually what I go for. The only thing is this field data is coming from here. So like you're mapping over, you're creating the fields from the resume info, which might actually be a smarter choice. But the way that the fields are created is different than the resume info. So that's where that complexity might arise. In fact, they were looping on resume info, education info, not even using the loop result, education experience. Yeah, that's true. Well, this, I should iterate. This is the rendering logic for the forms. Or for the form, the fields, I should say. But I hear you. I hear you on this. But the problem is this resume info and this field data are different. Right? So the field data you can think of as a blueprint for creating the fields. Okay? So and I could be totally wrong here, but this is kind of how I've just developed this as I've gone. Okay? So this this field data here, okay? This field data object contains constants that give a blueprint for how to render these different sections field data, okay? So it has the component type, as text, it has the field section it lives in within the resume info. I should probably call that like resume info section or something like that, right? And then I've got different props for it. So I've got like a label, an input ID, and a type. And then this data is then used within this resume field this resume field component you could think of as a factory, a field factory for either input fields or text area fields. We have one text area field down here. And then based on the data from this field data, it renders the input fields or the text area fields appropriately with the on change logic as well. You also might be right there. That also might be true. I'm not 100%. I'm not going to lie. Again, this is like my first... I probably should have like chilled out on the complexity here, but you know, this is like my first project, so you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, no, like if we, for example, if we just remove this, okay, let me just keep this the way it was, then everything's gonna be all hunky-dory because it's only rendering the one, it's only rendering the one education info fields here. However, I'm wondering if we, this is going to get tricky, but what if we store the appropriate state? Like, what if we get the resume info state to be reflected within this field data object? That's going to be messy, but I could do it like that as well. So, like, I can think about how to do that, actually. When we did that, it didn't update the context. Oh. Yeah, exactly, Gervier. Sorry, I can't see or pronounce anything. Yeah, Gervier. Yeah, that's the problem, is the fields and the field data has the rendering information for the fields, for this part. But then the resume data, or the info, is different. It's decoupled, right? Go back to show the rendering code. Right here. This is the rendering code for the resume form. And the resume form is this here, right? That's a pretty good pattern, yeah. I thought so. I don't know. We did it. We did it yesterday on stream. Yeah. Okay. So it didn't update the context, but I don't know. Because we're going over the field data. However, yeah. So the field data is going to need to. So I think the messy part is including the resume info within this form. That's where it's getting messy. Is trying to make this resume info context agree with the field data, right? In the rendering specifically. It gets messy. Maybe. That's true, because I've got, so this field data contains general info fields, education info fields, and practical info fields. You do make a good point, Gervier, because then that way I wouldn't need these 3 sections, right? I would only need 1. I think you're right on that guy. But then these headings would, I need to figure out a way to do these headings, right? I don't know, Jay. What do you think? I can start with that. Not necessarily, because some of these are like, this is a type month, right? Or like, this is number. Not all of them are text. These aren't text. These aren't text. This is a URL, technically. This is a telephone number. This is an email. Technically. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll follow you on that line of reasoning, Gurveer. No, you're right. I would. That's not what we're fixing. I think we're talking about Gurveer, and Gurveer's talking about rendering the fields themselves as we currently do them. And we're talking about the problem with the multiplicity of the education info, which are technically two different problems. Right? So would it be worth, for simplicity, to refactor to what Gurveer was talking about? I think maybe. Because I think, Jay, you hinted at that yesterday, that we could do that. Right? So maybe that's worth doing. To kind of consolidate this. Yeah, exactly. Gurveer and Jay are talking about two different things. But also, Gurveer, I really appreciate your help and knowledge, by the way. You're really on it, my friend. So I think, yeah. Okay, so we can refactor this then. Okay, so let's try that out. I'm just going to comment this out just for now. I know that's bad practice, but I'm going to delete it just so that I have it there as a reference, right? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go over the field data, right? So what were you saying? Object.entries, yes. So it would be in JS, right? So objects.entries field data, right? And then dot map across this. And then it would be field data key, and then field group. Whoops. And then it'd be return objects dot entries. Yeah, I'm liking your solution here. Now I think we return an H2 in a section here in this map. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Instead of null, right? But the value, I'm kind of confused where this value is coming from. I don't know. It's fine. And maybe this is just the way that the syntax is. So then within here, we would return, or no, sorry, the heading would be in this part, right? I'll just say return null for now. The heading would be up here, right? Yeah, exactly. So the H2 would be here. Although, actually, no. It would be like this. Sorry, my bad. It would be after the return. It would be like this. Let me rejig this. Hold on. So then this would need to be inside of this return. And then do I need to rewrap that inside of... Oh no, maybe not. But then I need to put like the I need to put like is this allowed? I don't think so. Or maybe I need to wrap it in a fragment. I need to wrap it in a fragment, probably, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can wrap that in a fragment. Whoops. Yeah, okay, I'm cooking now. Okay. And then we do H2. We'll just do like field group. just for now, just as a test. And then this. God, this is a mess. Something like this, right? Oh, div key. Right. Okay. Yeah, I got you. And then this would be field group. Why is this giving me errors? I don't know. Oh, the H2 needs that as well? Ah! Nice! Right, because this is an object. The field group is an object. Replace what's in brackets for the H2. Oh, no need for the H2 to have a key. Okay, got you. Yeah, okay. I'm listening. I promise. And then we would return a fragment here, right? Or no, it'll be a field. Wait. Resume field. And then we would get the key would be the value. Now wrap that section on top of the other map. You mean up, wait a minute. Wait, but this needs to stay in here though, doesn't it? Does this map not need to be within this return statement? I think so. Oh, field section would be your field data key? Yeah. This is the field data for reference. Whoa. Not what I wanted to do. This is the field data. Right? We've got general info fields, education info fields, and practical info fields. So I need to see how you guys are doing, because this is like field data key. I'm confused by this like syntax here with this size 2 list. Or if that's just how map works. Okay, value and then index. Oh, it's the index. Maybe, or something. I don't know. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Right. Right, and then we had, flex call. I'm just gonna add this back here. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Sorry, it's multiple moving parts. This is all brand new to me. If you have an array as hello world, you can break it into 2 variables using this index cost first person. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's just a JavaScript ism that I'm not familiar with. Okay. And then this would be value, right? Would this not be a spread over the value? Resume field props. Resume field props is perfect. So this would be dot value. And then would we need the key too? We need the key for this, right? Presumably. Show the resume field component. Sure. So this resume field, Gravure basically generates either input fields or text areas depending on the field data, right? I think just instead of value, just so I know what's happening here, I'm going to say that I'm going to call this field object or something. Just so I know what it is. It'd be field section is field data key. Ah, yeah, okay. Okay. But I think would that not be, that data would be within the field object, right? So why would we even need, it would be within here. The field section would already be, it would already be added through this field object. Right? Because if I go to the inspector, it's giving me a lot of shit. The input school name type text. Wait. Field group, field section is here. Oh, it's for the update stuff, right? I do need to add my button back. Yeah, exactly. You do need to target the group first. Oh. So maybe you can rename the map variable name to be the same. Oh, okay, I got you. Sure, yeah, okay. But then field sections within this field object though, because this field object is of type resume field props, right? And then resume field props is from resume field. It's contains the field section already. So is the field section not already inside of the field object? Oh, it's a string. Oh, okay. So then I can... So then I add that to this. Like that. Sorry, I forgot, Gravure. Field section type is a type of predefined strings. Yeah, it is. Which is up here. So do I want to make this, do I want to say field section as resume field, where was it? Resume field section? I don't think I can do this actually. No, I can't. Okay. Never mind. No need? Okay. So yeah, that renders everything. Yeah, that target works. I do need to add, okay, see, but this is the problem. Is it doesn't target the right, that's what I thought might happen, right? It doesn't target, because this is a list, it doesn't target the right, this should work fine. So that's what we need to fix. So now we're back to our, miss the key prop on resume field component. No, I know it won't. I know it won't. We just basically refactored to get where we were before. Right? Miss the key prop on the resume field component. Oh, would that be, what would be the key in that case then? We might have. Although I think this is literally just a refactor of what we already kind of had. Could be wrong. That's what I'm, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Groove here. Yeah. We kind of just, from what I understand, is we basically just did a refactor of what we already had. Key is field section? Okay, sure. So like this instead. Yeah, so this, now we're running into the same, yeah, that's, which is fine. So we need to, but the problem is, okay, we need to add in our button, which is going to be tricky because the button, I don't know where the hell I'd add the button. Like, do I do a check whether, like, within this JavaScript or something? Oh, it does? Okay, okay. Yeah, no, it's the same thing, but that's fine. Because again, we're not actually targeting this inner object, right? We're just targeting some attribute within this education info. So now we need to handle the arrays. That got rid of this. Got rid of the errors, right? So there's no key issue. Yeah. We need to ternary to introduce another map if the field section is an array or not. Yeah. Right. So if the field group, so that would be within the section though, would it not? Would that be field group or field section? Now I'm getting confused on the naming. Fucking. I think this should be called field section up here. And then we call, I don't know. Like, should we call this field group field section? Because that's kind of like how I don't know, dude. It's kind of how I named it in here. You know what I'm saying? Something like this. But I hear what you're saying. We would need a ternary up here, right? At this level. Groups is your atom. Okay, groups being hold on, I'm confused. Maybe this helps with the cohesion. So maybe do the first parameter in ... idv to suffix and id at the end. First parameter for which? Sorry, I'm like lost now, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm completely lost. Okay. I'll take a 5-minute break and think on it. Brain's gonna explode, low key. I hate top out early because I want to help self. I have to meet some friends. Yeah, no worries, Jade. No worries at all. Do what you got to do, my friend. I will figure this out in time. So don't worry about it at all. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, now I'm like, this is like getting too complex. Thank you. I appreciate it. Being a beginner, this is like, fuck. Like, this was supposed to be, this is how it always goes. Like, I over-engineer the fucking project because Like maybe I just don't do multiple education info fields or something. I don't know. Maybe I just keep it simple and like don't try to be overzealous with what I can implement. With my resume info, it isn't. I knew that already. If it needs to be an array or just a single object. Yeah, no, it's not compatible, Gurvir. And I was thinking about making it compatible. Like, I'm wondering if I update this field data with this context. Like, I have some sort of method that I know that kind of puts state in two different spots. But I don't know. How's it going, WPK? I don't know if you can kind of see what I'm saying here, but like, show my resume field prop type, sure. It's right here. So you can see it's either, because our resume field props either contain, it's either a text field, like an input, or it's a, or it's a text area, right? Like this is a text area, okay? So that's defined here. And then the resume field section is either general info, education info, or practical info. Those are the three sections. Resume field. Well, I mean, I have the resume field is already a name for a it's already a name for this component. Yeah, so I don't know. Because the thing I see, okay, so I don't know if I update this, or maybe I don't even worry about this. Because this field data I'm just using as kind of like a blueprint. I'm not actually like storing the state. Which is why I kind of wanted to do it like this, but it's not a big deal. What I think is that you should make another type called resume field section that has two variants for hold multiple fields, resume field props. Oh, I got you. For the field specifically, yeah. Right. I'm just wondering though if I make this an array of no, I see what you're saying. Gurvir, but I'm just wondering whether yeah, because I guess we have to store the field data separate from the resume info, right? Because that's the problem, ultimately, at the end of the day. But then this fields variable here, in your definition, would actually be an array, right? Yeah, I just got to think about this because I don't know. This could get messy because if because I don't want to reflect the hierarchy here from this resume info inside of this field data. Instead of then making them like an education info fields, resume field props, then you could do an education info fields has multiple. Oh, yeah. I see. Okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay, I think I get you. I think I get you. Okay, so you're okay. I understand now. I understand now. So I make this field data, info fields, resume field props. So I make another. I see. Okay, Gervier, I see exactly what you're talking about now. So let's try that out. So let's say type, or it'll be export, I guess. Export type. What do we want to call it? Resume, yeah, resume field section. No, I hear you now. And I change these definitions. I hear you. Name duplicate? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, I do. You're right. I do. No, you got it, Gervier. You're right. I do. I have it here. Fuck. So I need to figure out a different name for that. Resume field section name. Fuck. That's stupid. I can just call it that. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. No, I'm totally on board now. I get what you're saying. And then I modify this, right? So I do... we need to do this as a... Let me just say... Hold on. Let's just get this guy out. I know where you're... I can see where you're going with this guy. Like that. Okay. Yo, Blueberries, how's it going, my friend? Sorry, I missed your message. And then now we refactor this for the other ones. Yeah. Okay. Gervier, you're a genius, my friend. Okay, so then I'll do that for these resume field section. What happened to my cursor? It's like not. It should be fine. Okay. So now I gotta refactor this guy. It's gonna do this. As multiple is true. Field props. Bam. How's the project going? It's going. It's been a lot more. Yeah, we will, Gervier. Yeah, I thought about that. We're gonna have to. But ultimately it'll be easier then to update shit. How's the project? Yeah, but the project is complex. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the practical info fields. I'm gonna keep it blank, or I mean not blank. Sorry, I'm gonna keep it has multiple defaults just for now, even though I want it to have multiple in the future. Just because I just want to affect one thing. Okay, so what's the problem here? What did I do? There we go. I don't know what I did. Okay. Yeah, now we need to re-update the rendering logic. I just need to, whoa. There. Good. Okay, so now we updated the field data. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So the field data schema is now, it changed how we wanted it to. So that's step one. How do I like React so far? Complex. It's complex, Blueberries. I'm not gonna lie. But we're getting there. Okay, so now we need to update this, right? So we need to change how we render this depending on whether it has multiple or not. So I think that's where the conditional comes in. So that would be under field group, resume field section, right? It does, yeah. I'm struggling with it partially, Blueberries, because I am over-engineering the fuck out of this resume builder. But that's, you know, it's good because, you know, it's teaching me more, I guess. Maybe now we can, above the return condition, we can do like field object dot has multiple, then return. We'll handle later. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Blueberries, I appreciate the encouragement. You mean like here, Gervier? Like, kind of like to handle this later? Or do you want to handle that now? Because we have to account for that, do we not? It'd be field group dot has multiple. Yeah. No, I know that. We have to iterate over that. Yeah, be up here. Because we need field group, right? So be here. So be here. So we'd say like if field group dot has multiple, right? And then we do something here and then else, something like that, right? Yeah. We actually don't need the else. We can just do this, right? And then, yeah. Okay, cool. And I think if we would want it to be roughly this. So this field section is not field. Oh, it's because field section name. I changed it to field section name. I think, didn't I not? Or what did I change it to in here? Fuck. Resume field section name, field props, field section. Oh, it's because, okay. It's because this is a string, and then this is expects a field section name. Let's return like we'll do later. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Yeah, I got you. Or we'll do an H2. Oops. Something like this, right? So that's for the education one. So that already works. But now this doesn't work because there's a type mismatch. And then I'll add a break actually, just so there's a whoa, fuck. The hell? Oh, because this needs to then be in a fucking fragment. Hold on, just bear with me. I'll just actually just do that. In the inside map, it should be object.entries field group.field props. Oh, I got you. Object.entries field group.field props. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm just gonna add a margin to this just so that it's separated a little bit. It's kind of ugly, but fine. Okay, so we've got it now. So this update's fine. Good. Website, fine. Company name, good. Job title, good. Yeah, they are. Looks like they're working just fine. Right? Something like this. So the single ones are working good. So now we need to handle the multiples, which we do up here, right? So I think we're ready for that now. Thanks to your help. And then these need their own keys. That's the other thing that I've realized. Is this education info needs its own keys. All right, so I think we can we're going to need like 3 maps, are we not? I think we're going to need, inside of this return, we're going to need 2 more maps, because we're going to need to map over each entry. I think we're going to need 2 more maps inside of here. That's going to be a fucking mess. That's going to be a mess. Okay. Alright, so let's do that then. So this is going to be mostly the same. So we're going to do a div with a key as field data key. It's going to be, a lot of this is going to be similar. I'm just getting this set up. And then we're going to need the we're going to need to map. I guess I can keep these. I wonder if I do them as their own sections or what. Yeah, exactly, Gurveer, exactly. So I'll add them into this section as well. Right? So then we'll do the first map. You don't think that's how we want to do it? I was going to do something like this. And then field group dot field data key, right? Oh, no worries, Gurveer. Sorry. Is it not this? Or it would be a map over that. We don't actually need object entries, do we? No, we don't. But we need to... But it might not be just the education info, right? Because it could be... Like, we could have multiple... Like, for example, this practical info fields is going to also have multiple eventually. So we want to generalize that. We want to generalize the resume info dot what, right? So we could do that though. We could do that. We could do a resume info dot field data key dot map, right? Because the field data key is going to have this, right? Although it's going to have the fields as well. That's the only problem. The only problem is the field data key has the fields text, and then this one doesn't have it. Right? Resume info. Oh, so it'd be like this. I got you. But the only, yeah, this isn't going to work because this field data key, we need to get this fields text off of it, right? Because it's the same except for that. The keys need to match. Yeah, exactly. So we need to modify that. Because this is going to be general info field. Like, okay, so let's say, for example, that this was... We were targeting this. We need to remove this fields text. So maybe we need to modify the field data key. I think we want to strip the fields from the field data key. I think that makes more sense. Although we could also update it. We could just update it in the resume. We could just update the resume info. What do you think's easier? Do you think updating the resume info is easier? Because we could do that too. We could just change this to fields, right? Okay, yeah, okay, sure. I'm with you on that one. There we go. So now they would match, right? However, this is gonna not... I need to do some updating here. Yes. I think that's good. I think I fixed it. Okay. So now, let's go back to our form. Because again, yeah. This should now work. Test the single ones. Oh, they don't work. Oh, right, because, right. Because of, this field section now is wrong, right? Ah, because the field section data, this is wrong, right? So field section, field names need to be field. I can fix this. I know I can just use, actually I can just use Control F here. Or Command F. Oh. Although I added twice. Oh, because of this. Hold on, there's something wrong here. Practical info fields. Oh, because of the export. There we go. Should the field data object... There, I fixed it though. I did fix it. The single ones work now. Or at least for that one they did. And then this... Yep. 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 We got it. I just needed to update the names. An error occurred in the resume form. Oh, because we didn't actually add this map yet. That's the problem. We didn't do this map. That's why it's not rendering, because this is all fucked up. We didn't actually add a map yet. So now we would need to map over the section for educational, or no, it would be field. What would we call it? Okay, sure. Sure, we can do that. But we need the, this is going to be the, field subgroup or something. Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess that's true. Oh, and then the key. Ah, okay. So then we can do it like this. So we can do, the key can be the index. So let's render another section in it. Sure, yeah. I got you. Oops. Oh, this would need to be return. Sorry. It's return. Yep. Whoops. Banana. Banana. I'm new subscriber. Wait, let me join in my main. Sounds good, haha. I appreciate you though. I appreciate you for subscribing. We're doing a collaborative React project learning stuff. Copy the full section below. I mean, you could have just copied the markup with the map as well from bottom. Yeah, that's true. I could have done that. Minus this. So does this just like lift and shift just work? Oh yeah. No shit. Now, okay, so now the other thing though is at the bottom of this section, we're gonna need to put the add. We need to put the button to add more education fields or more fields, right? Oh, right. I got you. That would be here. It'd be index. No, it wouldn't be. Oh, sorry, field section. I wonder if I could do this actually as like this. Still here lurking because IRL called. Yeah, no worries, Tyler. No worries. Yeah, you'll have to add a button. Index and has multiple. Now let's update the resume field to take in 2 more arguments. Sure, I can do that. So we can do that here. Field props is input field props. So that would be within this type, right? I'm just doing this just so that it's easier to read. We need to modify the type as first, I think. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll say has multiple. Index as a number, or would it be a string? Oh, I see. No, I think you're right actually. But I think this also just works too. Oh, I see what you're saying. So I could do it like this. So I could do, hold on. So I could do like this. Like this. It could be a number? Okay. So like that, right? Like, would this work? Or do I need to add these to each section here? Alright, I'll take the 5-minute break yet again. How's it going? Gaming. Oh, right, because these need to be coupled together. Yeah, I got you. Right. So like that. Appreciate that. Cool. Alright, so we got that. Whoa. So, I don't know. The saving formatting's weird, but you know what I mean. Maybe we just put this like up here. There we go. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm gonna wait for the. I'm actually gonna run to the washroom real quick to fill up my water. So I'll be. I have a doubt. Can you ask in Discord? I mean, you could ask here, my friend. But you can also ask in the Discord if you are you in the Discord already? Yeah, we're gonna take a break. If you're in the Discord, just ask it in the stream chat channel. I'm just gonna take a break, fill up my water. Gravir, you are awesome, my friend. You are very helpful, and I appreciate you. But yeah, no, I'll be right back in a minute. I'm just gonna fill up my water. All right, I'm back. That was pretty quick. You don't have PC. PC's in your home. So you're in your relative's home. Not exactly sure what you're trying to tell me. What you're trying to say there, my friend. Oh, you're never able to set up a proper Discord server? You did try 3 times before? Dang, yeah, it's not easy. Although my Discord has like over 100 members, and it's not been too bad so far. We haven't had many issues. Although I did have somebody spam links to pornography a couple days ago, so I had to ban them. I don't know if their account was hacked or what, but so that was like the one thing that happened. That was like not good, but it's been smooth sailing, knock on wood, so far. But no, honestly, hey man, if you drop the link, I'll join it. You know, anyway, I would assume you're new here, Gravir. And I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering the hell out of your name. But my kind of goal with this channel is to kind of just showcase my learning journey and also getting help from my community and just learning and having fun along the way. So, you know, you've already kind of got the vibe. But this is kind of like what my streams are like. We do kind of like collaborative learning. It's almost like kind of like pair programming, sort of, except I'm learning. Others do mess it up bad, yeah. It's just, the problem was earlier is because the chat on my monitor over here is small, so I was having trouble seeing if it was like Gurvier or Groovier. Like I didn't know the U and the R order, I just couldn't read it. But that's my fault for having the text too small. But you know. But no, it's you know, I try my best. I'm not, you know, I only speak English. Unfortunately, I don't speak any other languages, so my pronunciations for non-English words and names is not the best. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, all right. So what were we gonna do? Let's regroup here. So we did the type, and then we need to include this in the resume field component, right? So we need to say has, we'll include it here actually, and index. Okay, and then I gotta like figure out a better way of doing prettier for this, because instead of like Although maybe I can just leave it like this. I don't know. I'll just leave it like this for now. Okay, so now we have the index and has multiple. Although do we need to pass the has multiple into here? I don't know. Because we might need to just pass the index. Let me type a snippet. Yeah, no worries, Gravier. Also, my friend, if you want to post like large pieces of code, you could do so in the Stream Chat Discord or Discord channel on my Discord server called Stream Chat, and then you could paste like an embed or something like that. If you want to paste like a larger amount of code. But you can paste it in the YouTube chat as well. But I think we would need to render. We would need to do like a switch over this, right? Because on the on change, it would need to grab the appropriate index, right? Like I know kind of where this is headed already. And then we also probably need to generalize this function as well instead of add. Like we could probably generalize this function. So we would say resume field section name. So we'd say like field section name. Resume field section. And then we do I just don't know how I would or maybe I'll just leave this as the way it is just for now. I'm just thinking about, okay, so we have this. This is a mess. Holy shit. So we have the key, the field section, and the field object. Field object is the resume field props. The field section is the string. And then we would need to iterate over. We'd also need to get the has multiple from here, although we would know that already. We might have to mold it. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I'll check the Discord just a sec. On change, if has multiple. Update resume info, index. Ah, I see what you're saying here. That would be for the on change function. Okay. And then that would be. We would add that in here somewhere, right? I think. In the resume field, yeah. Okay. So, and then can we just like make that a thing? I think so. Yeah, above line 27. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So const on change equals function. Or no, hold on. How do we do this? I mean, I could just lift and shift, but I want to kind of. Can we not just do it like this? And then we do if has multiple. Return, or I guess it's just update resume info, update. Yeah, I guess we want to have the else, right? And then we would need to, yeah. I see what you're saying now. Although I think the index would actually be resume info index. Field section. I don't think this will work exactly. I think we would need to do it like this. We would need to have the field section on the outside. So I think it would need to be this. It would need to be like field section, and then the index would be in here, right? Because the field section refers to this. We need to mark, yeah, we do. However, that would change depending on whether it's an input field or a text area field. So I could say onChange input. And then I could do the same for onChange text area, right? Although it didn't give me hell for doing that like this, so I might just leave it for right now. That's just for types. Yeah. Okay, I'll just leave it. I'll leave it for now, and then we'll get that working. So this can be the same. So I can just do this. Sorry, bear with me here. Resume info e.target is e.target value. There we go. Makes no difference if it's an input or a text area. Oh, it doesn't? Okay. Sure. Like, you mean for this? For single one, it's correct? Yeah. Yeah. And then I think this would just basically be the same. And then we'd add index here or something like this, right? React change event. Yeah. Sorry. And then HTML. Cool. And then let me go back to the Discord just to make sure this is copacetic with what I thought. Yes. Good. This should be fine. I think this is right. And then we can just put for onChange, we can just do this. Let's do onChange is onChange. Which is going to be a little confusing. So we should probably, maybe name it better or something after. Yeah, see, this is going to error out because of this, right? This is what I thought. E and event are incompatible. There's one line missing in the multiple one. Is there? Because it goes resume info and then field section and then the index would be here, right? I don't think there's anything missing. I could be wrong though. I think I've got it all here. But this is what I thought. This is what I thought here. So because this type is not compatible with the text area. Oh, yeah, sure. I can do that too. Yeah, you're right. I can do that. You right, my friend. Actually, I can do that just in here. Text area. There, that fixed it. Nice. Nice. I think that's fine. Right? So now I can just make this a little better. Let's put this all into one line again. Oops. Like if you look at the line 32 and 33, my snippet, there's a line in between them. Oh, is there? Hold on. Resume info. Oh, yeah, I got you. It would be here. Right. Yes. I see you now. Why is this not... Oh, index. No. field section. I see. Although this is not, this should just be like this. Yeah. It's not in brackets. No, I hear you. I see you now. Yeah, sorry. I got you. Yeah, because we need to fill in the extra sections, right? Yeah. Cool. Because we only want to target the one index. Yes. Sorry. Misunderstanding. Okay. So that should be good now, I think, within the resume field. I think this is fine, right? I should probably like write comments for like what this shit's doing. Define custom on change function to, actually I'm just gonna do this just so that I know for later when I'm coming in here. To check, to update appropriate field, or not field, appropriate key in resume info depending on the field being modified. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That's just good so that I'll know what the hell is going on here when I come to look at it after. Okay. So now we need to include the data within this field props section, I think. Resume field props. But then this isn't being rendered. Resume field props. Where is the resume field props? Where are we defining this though? Hold on, let me just think about this. Oh, that's within the field data. Okay, so now we need to update the field data, right? Because this isn't going to work now because the resume field data is not matching this schema, right? So I think we changed this without thinking about how it affects field data. You know what I mean? Because we're putting the has multiple at the high level here, but we actually need to resume field props. Resume field section has multiple field props, resume field props. So this resume field props, maybe this is a different, we need to make this a different type. So I could do this. Oh, this is info fields. I don't want this. Like this. Practical info fields, resume field section. Practical info fields. And then make this a list as well. Although this doesn't include component type. Shit. I'm gonna need to actually modify this. I lied. Has multiple field props. Oh, component type, text, why? What's the problem? Component type, string. I don't know if you see what the issue is here, because this resume field props, resume general info. Oh yeah, because this isn't, the general info is not. What would this one be then? Component type. That is the field props. So I think then we would want to, here's the tricky part, is we would need to add the has multiple and index to each one of these. Right? So I think we change stuff without thinking about I gotta think about how to do that, how to fix this then. Because we look at the index, okay, good, that's what we want. If has multiple, then we pass in has multiple. I think I need to define a different, I think I actually need to do it like this. I need to define this up here as resume field props. So I need to change this. Resume field props. You know what I can do? I wonder if I can do this. And then I get rid of this for now, because that's breaking stuff. But I'll add it back in, just in another way. And then I do something like this. That's kind of hacky, but I think that actually technically works. And then now this doesn't break, or at least it shouldn't. Right? Yeah, so now this doesn't break. So that's what we want. Okay, and then we have has multiple, Boolean index number. And then we pass that in here. So we have the field object, which is the field props, has multiple index. So the index would be has multiple is true. And then index would be index. And I gotta make this look nicer, because this is a mess. This is a big fucking mess. Gotta copy this out here. Resume field, key, field, section, field object. Has multiple index. Okay, we're getting close. Now we just need to add the button to add shit, right? Pretty much. This is a fucking nightmare. Oh my god. Oh no, this is so bad. I can delete this now, I think, as well. Oh, and then this obviously needs to have that custom return as well. So the index is optional. I should make the index optional as well. Fuck, can I not do that? Maybe not. Oh, maybe I can in the types here. Okay, so then bear with me here, fellas. We're doing some high intensity React coding here. This is what happens when you don't follow tutorials. You just get like locked in hell, generally speaking. Okay, so then has multiples false. And then we don't define an index because we don't need it. Right? And then I need to put the button in. Button needs to go here. And then the add shit is going to be a nightmare. Although technically now this should work. Ooh. Consider adding an error boundary to your tree. Why? Should have worked. Oh, because maybe this wasn't included with a key right away. Like, what if I did this? Oh, because this doesn't have the key added. Type string is not assignable to resume. Let's just add the button in and see what happens. Oh, because, okay, that's why. Then, okay, so this is gonna target the right stuff. We got our 2 education. Yeah, so then now when we try to edit that stuff, it isn't, it breaks it. I'm not 100% sure why. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's take a break and think about this. Because when we, okay, so it's obviously when we change something, this resume form, resume field has the key, field section has multiple index. But it's because the index isn't being added to this, I think. Try logging what the field data key is in the console. Yeah, sure. You mean from here? Or wait, from here? Yeah, sure. Loops hurt me back in. Oh, wait. My fucking chat didn't update. I apologize. My chat, I missed the chat. The chat wasn't updating. Sorry about that, Gervier. The chat was not updating. Yeah, the messages weren't going through, my friend. Sorry about that. That's my bad. YouTube does that every now and again, and it pisses me off. Okay. Yeah, no, that's my bad. I'll take the blame on that one. The chat was not updating. Fun learning right now. I just wish I could be the programmer. I want to be ahead already. Yeah, exactly. That's fair. Maybe just above the dot map, we can do console.log field data key. Yeah. I got you. So like right here. Or sorry, this actually needs to be within the, I guess, right? Education info fields. Right? So there's the console log. You can tutor yourself in ChatGPT, but it's too much information. Yeah. Yeah, that seems correct. Sorry, Gervier. Yeah, the messages weren't going through. I really I really feel bad about that now. I was wondering where the hell you went too. I was like, what the fuck happened? Okay. Okay, yeah, so that looks correct, but then we need to look at the index. But I think the problem is it can't target because this doesn't have an index yet. Right? Like, it doesn't add the index, you know? Like, I would need to do something like this. Array automatically have index? Oh, so that's not the problem then. But, like, can you target, like, for example, if I had it like this, right? Just for instance, if I had something going on like this, right? Would there be an implicit 0 and an implicit 1 here? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, there would be. Okay. And this does work though. When we add education experience, it does add. We'd have 0, 1 there. Yeah. So then when we update this, it should work, but it breaks everything. But it doesn't say what the error was. Oh wait, uncaught type error. Resume info.field data key.map is not a function. That's the other thing too. Resume form 12 line. This. No. No. It's here. It's this one. This is where that problem is. Line 19. It's right here. That's the error. Okay, I'll do one more section for tonight. Yeah. Cool. All right, so then this isn't a function. It doesn't like this. Although it's weird because you'd think if it didn't like this, right, it wouldn't render it. Maybe you're doing the update wrong that messes. Yeah, maybe. That could be. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So this on change logic probably isn't working. So is this how we address the index? Right? We want to address the right index. Is this the right syntax for that curvier. You see what I'm saying? Like, is this the right way of doing that? Or do we do it like this? I think maybe we do it like this because this field section is an array. So we would do it like this. Because when it has multiple, it is an array. And then we'd update only the index. Whoops. It'd be something like this, though. Okay, fuck. This is gonna, like, fuck with shit for a second. Wait, hold on. Let's backstep here. Shit. But it'd be something like that, right? It'd be something like that, because this is not an object. This is an array. Yeah. So like this. Okay, but now it's not liking this. Expected. Found. Yeah, so then how do we address the right index? You see what I mean? Now how do we grab the right index? Because this is obviously not the right way to do it. Just a sec. Okay, I got you. Guys, we're having a blast this evening. Because yeah, I don't think this is the right way of updating the index here. Let's see. Let's actually try looking this up. Update single index in array TSX maybe or something. Maybe move above line 30, like here. Oh, and construct the object there. So this would be the, okay, so then what I could do is I could say const, we want to update a single element in an array. Yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do, Jitendra. Like const new field section. Yeah, I see. Okay. Right. Okay, let's try that. Or we'll say const new field section. And then usually in every language it's like array index new element. Yeah. No, it's just a little bit more complicated because we're doing React, Jitendra, so it's making this a little bit different. So then I would need to input I need to do this, right? So I need to do this. And then I would do new field section index. Oh, this isn't a const though, no. This is a let, right? Oh no, it isn't. It's fine. Is equal to this object. Whoa. Is equal to this is this. See, and then update resume info with just fucking new field section. No. Is it not just that? Yeah, okay. Sick. Nice. So that should work, right? What are we thinking? Want to give it a shot? Okay. That worked. All right, now the moment of truth. We'll add it to the second one. You're the goat. I think we got it. I think this is right. I think this is good. It's updating properly, right? School 2. Got school 2 there. Yeah, we got it. It took a lot, but we got it. We did it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Hallelujah. Okay. Who knew this would be so difficult? However, we are tenacious bastards and we figured it out. Okay. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to commit this. Jesus Christ. Yo, thank you again, Gravir. I couldn't have done this without your help, my friend. I really appreciate you. This was a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to commit this. I'll say implement multiple resume sections with arrays. I know my fucking, I don't care that the git commits are not that detailed. This is why I hate frontend. All backend is love. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, we got it. Very fun. I should now. I'm gonna go through my code and I'm gonna add some comments to explain this shit. Yeah, bro, don't do these much. Once is fine. There's a saying in dev, open to his code being stolen, but a designer is offended by if someone copies their design. Right, exactly. That's fair. But no, Gravir, you were really helpful. And like, and the other thing too is like, this is why I do this channel, because I learn with you guys, and it's not just like following a tutorial, right? Like I could sit here and have a tutorial on the screen and just follow the tutorial, duh, like what are we doing? Okay. But you get none of the nuance of why that design pattern in the tutorial was done that way, or why they formulated the state like this, right? When we do it together in this kind of like pair programming thing, like we all learn, right? Like it's great. Like that's why I kind of like this platform. Like it's really awesome, I think. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I think it's great, and I think you guys are enjoying it too. Yeah, exactly, Gravir. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm trying to do, and like I know AI could probably come up with something, but again, like my, I guess, you know, modus operandi with this channel is, or like motive is to kind of learn this stuff, right? Yeah. We could all brainstorm together. It's like I describe to people, like, because it's funny, because my family members have been asking me like what I'm doing, because they like know that I've got a YouTube channel and stuff like this, and they're asking, okay, well, when you stream, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm programming, but it's not, you know, it's not like I'm teaching people how to program, because I'm a beginner, but I'm also not, you know, fully getting chat. It's kind of like a dialogue, right? Like it's like I'm having a dialogue with you guys. It's like almost like an open study room, right? I don't know. I feel like we've got like a unique thing going on here that's like different than just people that stream themselves programming, because I let you guys kind of have an influence. Exactly, Gravir. That's why we structured it the way we did. Exactly. So I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to add comments. Just so that I know what's going on here, right? I'm actually going to add a multi-line here. Doing fast API and building APIs and projects around it. Nice, Jitendra. Okay, so let's see. Copy field section into const and then update appropriate index as if there are multiple sections or multiple sections, I guess I could say. The outer, or as if there are multiple experiences. The outer section is an array. Something like this. I think with a still heavy day though, yeah. But I mean, if you learned something, I learned something. We had fun. I think without the rendering, you would have hard code and pass IDs with now just coming through the map, so it would have been hard without it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So basically, by doing this the way that we did, finishing the project should be really easy. Or not easy, but like, it should be pretty basic. So now what we'll do, just to test this, is let's make... whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to copy that over to something. Used... Yeah, no worries, Gervier. We're working on this together. I don't expect you to teach me or me to teach you. It's kind of like a back and forth, right? Like we're working on this together. Even though I'm more of a beginner, I will admit. Can you give me a brief introduction about yourself? Sure, Jitendra. So my name's Ben. You can call me Ben. I'm a 25-year-old IT professional in Canada, and I'm streaming myself learning how to code. Mostly half for fun, but half also because I eventually want to pivot out of IT and go into software. So that's kind of why I'm doing this channel, to kind of motivate myself to learn. You can read more about myself. You can read more about me in my FAQ, which I have here. So I've got like more specific questions, like why I don't, use AI and stuff like that. Liked and subbed. I appreciate you, Gervier. You're 25 too, along the same lines. I usually work with cloud, but yeah, I want to get into software. Do I do DSA? Yeah, I actually, so from my degree, so I should say I have a CS degree. I just got a CS degree. I graduated last year. But it was my second degree. Cause I did another undergrad in biology before that. But I, did that because I wanted to make a career pivot, but I focused a lot on DSA in my degree. That was more what my degree was about, is more like computer science theory, data structures and algorithms, complexity theory, like finite state automata, cellular automata, stuff like that. Automata, I should say. Should enunciate my words better. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's kind of, but I didn't learn this practical like project building in my degree, like at all. You're not getting any jobs though? Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. I got an IT job because I did an internship at this agency 2 summers ago. So summer of 2024, I did an internship and then I got a return offer, but it's IT. Like my day job looks nothing like, I don't program in my day job. I mostly write emails, coordinate meetings, and do software audits. I don't do any coding in my work. So that's why I'm doing this, because I love to code, right? But, I do what I can to get, like, my job pays the bills, right? I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough to be able to live. And that's, that's kind of, I'm sitting in this job until I can pivot out of it, right? So now, the other thing I want to do, so this isn't perfect yet, because this is a static function, add education experience. So what we're going to want to do is we also want multiple practicals as well, right? So we're going to need to make another function, or maybe generalize this function to be able to either add education experience or add practical. Right? So maybe we can do that either maybe tomorrow. I can actually write a to-do here. Refactor to account for adding multiple, or for adding either practical, educational, practical. It's just something like this, right? Like mine range from Walmart, sign holder to software intern, but I almost received rejects. I would have applied to 50 plus in total, but most are no. Yeah, it's tough, Goober. I got an IT job in MNC called HSL Tech as a cloud engineer working with Azure. I actually work with Azure as well, a little bit. Since I'm already so deep, Jitendra, my eventual goal is to be full stack, right? I want to do front end and back end, but I'm focusing on front end first, right? So that's kind of my goal, I guess. But these can be tasks for Thursday. I'm kind of like burned out on today. I think we did a lot. So I need to refactor this, and then I also need to. What else do I need to refactor? I probably need to fix this, right? I need to add a comment. Or I need to make it this like make a button to add experiences generalized, something like this, right? You need to go, bro. It's been a long time. I'm gonna get something to eat now. If I find you live again, I'll come back and join. Otherwise, good night for me. I appreciate you, Gervier. Thank you for coming and helping. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the like and sub as well. But I'm glad that happy to have you as a part of my community. Yes, you can earn a whopping lot in backend too. Let me know when you begin with backend. Well, if you subscribe, Jitendra, you'll know when I start with backend. Because I'll start streaming it. Most probably go for Node.js, which is the right fit for you. Yeah, exactly. So I'll actually go through this. So I'm doing this CV application as a part of the React course in the Odin Project, right? But in the Odin Project, once I finish with this this React course, there is a Node.js course as well. Whoa. What the hell happened? What happened? What happened? I don't know what happened. I wasn't looking at chat. Nightbot just had a fit. Oh no. What happened? Stop spamming caps. The caps filter went off. Did someone start spamming? I don't know. Maybe. Nightbot just freaked out. Oh well. I didn't even see what they said. I didn't even see what Master Wang even said. But anyway, I digress. Nightbot is having a stroke. Yeah, I just disabled the excess cap auto mod because I've got myself looking at chat. If someone's being belligerent, I'll just mute them manually. Nightbot is actually, the more I use Nightbot, the less I like it. I'm sure there are other auto mods because Nightbot, and I think Nightbot's good if you're a really popular streamer and you get a bunch of bullshit. But I'm small enough where I don't have people just coming in wrecking havoc all the time. So I think I can probably just safely get rid of it and go with something a lot lighter. I might eat my words later, by the way, saying that. But anyway, as I was saying, Jitendra, is eventually there is a Node.js course that I'll probably get into for backend, right? However, I do eventually want to learn other backend languages like Python or even Go as well. Interest me, so. Yeah, another spam. Yeah, that's fair. But no, I think I'm going to ride out the rest of the stream just chatting to you guys because, this, I'm, cooked on this. Look at look at this code. Just look at this. This is, ugh, I got to, add comments in here so that it's, more readable. Or something, because this is like a mess. Like if I come back in 2 days and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, exactly. There's many options to Jitendra. Yeah, I did, honestly. I mean, and Gervier also helped quite a bit. They're spamming. Are they still spamming? I don't see them spamming. I don't see Master Wang. I think I don't see them spamming in the chat anymore. Or are they still spamming? Revere the goat? Exactly. Dude shows up, helps me out, and then just, yeah, no, it's not showing up. Oh, I can see it on the fucking, hold on. On the chat preview. I'll ban him actually, good idea. He's just spamming a bunch of bullshit. Just give me a second. How do I get rid of this guy? Fuck. Standard moderators, approved users, hidden. Okay, I'll deal with it later. How long have I been coding today? So this is my 6th. So let me go through how I do this, Jitendra. So I do Pomodoro sessions, right? And I do 25 minutes of coding and then 5-minute breaks. And that half an hour period is one session. So right now I'm on session 6. So I've been coding almost 3 hours. And if you join my Discord, you can see my stream schedule, and you also get notified when I go live. That's, I know, if you wanna join my lives, you can take advantage of that. I'm just trying to see where, because he got muted. I'm just trying to see channel guidelines, content controls. I don't know how to like ban people. I don't know. You want to join my Discord? Yeah, sure. Here's. I don't have an Insta, Jitendra, but I do have a Discord. Actually, I do have an Insta, but it's personal. Yeah, same here, Tyler. Same here. Yeah, you can join the Discord there. I think I'm gonna like add a couple comments in here. So I'll say, iterate over field data sections. Field data properties. So general info ... Okay. And then we'll say we can get rid of this console log, and then we'll do iterate over repeated sections within field data section. Repeated, I don't know, not repeated sections, repeated subsections. I don't know, something like this, right? And then like example, education, info, field. Subsection 1, subsection 2, and then ... right? Actually, I can probably do this like better. Fewer lines here. I'm just trying to make this parsable for myself. What was the course you were taking for React? It's called the Odin Project, Jitendra. It's a free and open source. It's a free and open source web development curriculum that you can follow on your own. So that's what I've been doing on my channel. So like on my channel, I have been following this Odin project. From the beginning. So if you go back, today's day 63. If you go back all the way to day 1, I start right at the beginning. So if that interests you, I mean, if you want to like brush up on your front end, it's right there for you. Okay. I think that like clears up each section here. The most confusing segments. Just so that I know, like, when I come to read this again, I know what the hell's going on. So good. I know that's probably not the best practice when it comes to comments, but I don't really care because it's my code, and I'll probably learn better practices as I go forward. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end for today. We covered a lot of shit. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun. I always like go into stream thinking, oh, you know, it's gonna be so hard to like get shit done today because I'm just like not feeling it, whatever. But then as soon as I start stream, it's just like, you know, like shit just happens and I do shit, you know. that's very eloquently put by my. I don't know. I put that very eloquently, but anyway, you know what I mean. This indentation is crazy too. This is like 8 levels of nesting. That's like me with the gym too. Yeah, fair. What's my streaming schedule? It's posted in the Discord, Jitendra. So the next day I'm going live is Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So like 2 days from now, roughly. And you can see that in the schedule channel of the Discord. I post the schedules weekly. So usually on Sunday morning I'll post it, and then you can check that out. But anyway, as I was saying, I think I'm going to end for today. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. And you know, if you want to follow me more on my journey, I would really appreciate a subscribe and a like, and join the Discord if that interests you. Link at the top of my bio and in the chat. And I will see all of you Thursday evening or Friday morning, depending on where you live. So stay tuned and looking forward to continuing this project.